Hello again, friends, and welcome back to OG Fantasy Football. I'm Brian Dunkleman here with my partner, my fantasy partner of 33 years, by far my longest and most successful relationship. It's John Ainsworth Burrell. Johnny, I don't know what it is. I got a little extra spring in my step, a little hitch in my giddy up. What could it be? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know, maybe 116, 18 points
Oh,
in a
maybe
big week,
118.
all at the 1 o'clock games.
Oh my God, 118, my favorite freeway in Los Angeles. Want to play a little golf out at Rustic Canyon, jump out the 118. More importantly, I'm in first place, baby. And I got to tell you, it feels good. John, and this is exactly why our league is amazing. Touchdown only, distance scoring. You just never know the massive changes in the leaderboard because it's not head to head. Head to head's the worst thing that's ever happened to fantasy. I went from 11th place about a month ago, 11th place, and now I've catapulted into first. I feel
Basically,
fantastic.
a month ago you were like 0-5 in a head-to-head league,
That's exactly
and
it.
right now you're 9-0.
That's how
Which could
fast.
not happen. You can't do that.
You cannot do that in head to head. I'm sorry. I know. Oh, I'm playing Josh in the office. I'm going to get you, Josh. We're in a PPR half point, and you get a bonus if you tight end. You stop it. Nerd! This is the only way to play fantasy football. John, nobody had more fun. I'm not kidding. Nobody had more joy in the world of fantasy than I did Sunday. I got a comment a couple days before Sunday on our Facebook promo I put up from one of my Facebook friends, and he said, touchdown only fantasy, that's like orgasm only sex. And I wrote back, yeah, buddy, that's the only way I fuck. What do you have against orgasms? Are you kidding me? John, do you know how many times I came on Sunday between the hours of 10 a.m. and noon? 11 times. This is the only way to play fantasy. If you don't like orgasms, don't play with us. John, let's talk just a little bit about your thoughts about my unbelievable week. The week of the year by a couple 10, but maybe top 5, top 10. I don't know the history of the league. Over 100 is good. 118 is sweet. How do you feel about it before we talk fantasy?
Well, I mean, other than the fact that it happened to you, it's great. You know, I didn't check the running back stats on that. I wanted to, and I will peek at that in a minute. But your first round pick went from last place in running back scoring to probably top 10.
Unbelievable. Alvin Kamara. Alvin, I've been taught. Oh, let's go. Let's rewind to last week. I said, I'm not panicked. I think, John, you said something like, well, he could have 50 points the rest of the season. And I said, he could have 50 points in one game. Almost 42. Alvin Kamara. Never a doubt. I never doubted you at all. You got to be patient sometimes, John. That's why I drafted him. Derrick Henry is having an amazing year. He has 48. Am I wrong? Does he have 48 on the year?
You're right about that.
And Alvin Kamara in one game is almost caught up to him. That is the beauty of this league. He had two. Well, we'll get more into my team later because, John, if they didn't do the calculations on the site, I would have needed a calculator. The numbers are too big. You're going to see them carry the 2. Let's talk a little bit about, well, first of all, the fact that the last week's first place, Steve Kears, Lumpy of the Southpaws, had a great week. I'm not sure we'll get what was his week last week. Why don't you take a look at that while I talk more about Steve?
Last week, Steve had 18 points.
Shit the bed. 18. I outscored the guy in first by 100 points. That's the massive swings in this league. That's why you're never out of it. Some of you are out of it already. You're shining up your golf clubs. Not me. I am in it.
And the prodigal only had 29. And the stakes only had 44. So, first, second, third. And Kenny actually moved into 4th ahead of Coleman.
Kenny had a nice week. We're going to go through some of the week. My nephew had a great week, 78 points. John, we had a lot of action. First of all, you know what? We didn't even talk about the big trade last week, Christian McCaffrey. We'll get into him. We'll analyze Justin's team. The trifecta. I don't know if it's ever been done by a running back. He ran one, caught one, passed one in our league. That's amazing. It's almost as good as having Alvin Kamara. A lot of trades today. We record this on Tuesday. We are a Buffalo Bills podcast. This is major fantasy implications. Nyheim Hines comes to the Bills for Zach Moss, and I don't know what was it, a 6th or 7th? I don't know what they swapped.
A 6th, they could become a 5th, depending on production.
Love Nyheim Hines in our league, John. I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 3. He had over 100 points as a number 2 running back. That's what he's coming to Buffalo as. I mean, I still look for Singletary to be the primary, and Nyheim Hines absolutely third down back, hurry up offense. I would have thought they'd go.
Moss has been on the bench doing nothing.
He sometimes was inactive last year. A lot of times, like the player, thought they might bring in a banger. I don't think they want to close games out. I just think they want to put the pedal to the metal.
Their bangers were at 17. Their bangers were at 17.
Yeah, that's how we burn the clock. Good luck, man. That boy with that full head of steam. Oh, I got to be honest with you, John.
And he might not hit you. He might jump over you.
Exactly. You can't go high or low. When he goes high, you go low. He jumps right the hell over you. Michelle Obama. That's a quote. I got a little nervous because that Bills DNA, it's deep. But I tell you what, when he threw that interception and Rodgers went 95 yards, it's Aaron Rodgers. Is he any good at Hail Marys, John? Have you seen it? Do you know anything about it? Can he throw a Hail Mary? I was a little nervous, and I thought, no, this is not your father's Bills. This is a different team, baby. And a big victory against, 0-4 Rodgers. He's still Aaron Rodgers, though. He still put up a fight, and he gave him a chance at the end. A couple more trades. Not that it's really relevant in our league. Hawkinson within division was interesting. From the Detroit Lions to the Minnesota Vikings. Let's see. There was Edmonds.
Get richer there.
Yeah, exactly. Edmonds might become relevant again because he was dying on the roster at the Dolphins, but he's in Denver now. So I think he is rostered in our league. I think, does Golly have him? Golly should have everybody. He's been in the basement for a while. Jeff Wilson is now a Miami Dolphin.
Miami.
And isn't that funny? Those guys were both together in San Francisco, Mostert and Wilson, and they just alternate between who's, in the tape room getting their wounds, licked because they both are injury prone. They're not going to last. I don't know who their number 3 is, but you might want to pick him up as an after whiler. Any other fantasy relevant trades?
Claypool goes from being a number 3 back to probably within 2 weeks a number 1.
Less Claypool. For a second.
Chicago never.
Who knows? He's a weapon. And we're gonna have fun talking about Lumpy's week. We're gonna go for yours, mine, the second highest, and then let's go on with Steve because baby, you can't drive my car, is what I'm saying. John, let's take a look at we've BS'd enough. Let's take a look at my week. Let's throw up this week. Unbelievable. And John, as I said, I don't think this has ever happened. It's very rare when all of your players play in one block of games. I had the early games, 10 a.m. for me on the correct coast. And John, I got to watch, I have the 3 flat screens. I've got the 65 in the middle, 46 on each side. I had Jalen Hurts on one. And John, I watched Jalen Hurts throw not one.
You want another one? Yes, you got it. You got another one right there. That's another one, pal.
Not 2.
You through? Not even close, bud. Good. You got one more right there.
3 touchdowns to A.J. Brown in live time. John, this is how sometimes the universe takes care of you. If you just trust everything's going to be okay. Jamar Chase, devastating news for me. He had back-to-back 21-point weeks. I was really excited. He was finally coming on. I'm winning my bet with Damon Shanana Brown with my brother. And then he's all of a sudden out for maybe 4 to 6 weeks. They did not put him on IR, but I was going to have to shelve A.J. Brown because as we've discussed, Taysom Hill is the cornerstone of my team. I have to start him in the flex every time. And I've also got DeAndre Hopkins. And I was going to start Hopkins, Chase, and Hill. Bench A.J. Brown. Chase gets hurt. Silver lining. Literal definition of silver lining. A.J. Brown's in there. 3 9-pointers.
Cornerstone of your roster. Some bitches Hill. 0
Mhm.
points in a 118-point week.
Did not score. That means, John, I'm legit. No defensive touchdown. Haven't had one all season.
Legit to quit.
Now, Taysom Hill did not score. My defense did not score. That means this is old school OGFF fantasy football scoring, 18 pointers. And the fact that I did not get a rushing touchdown from Jalen Hurts, who has been really, really scoring most of my points on with his feet. 4 unbelievable passes, 4 touchdowns. John, he could have had more. A.J. Brown was a monster. He got shoestringed for another 9-pointer.
One rushing touchdown, period.
Who did? Me.
You.
I know, because Kamara had 2 18-pointers. Rushing touchdowns. Nobody cares about running. I don't run unless I'm being chased. My brother runs marathons. What are you doing? You're a decade older than me. Oh, unbelievable. Just a beautiful week. Michael Carter I picked up because I thought, hey, the Brees is gone. I have nobody in the number 2 running back position. And I saw it. I watched on the NFL game day. The ball was batted away on about a 11-yard touchdown pass. So I could have had another 18 points, but listen, who's being greedy? DeAndre Hopkins had
only 6 on the bench.
Well, Hopkins had an amazing catch. I don't know if you saw that one-hander for a chippy 6-pointer. Bill Maher, 7 extra points. Oh, and you know what? While we're looking at my team, John, you inspired me. 2 kickers? What is this? 2 kickers? We're roster. What is this? Is this 1991? Oh, I see Butker is on a bye and John dropped him and it should have read bye Butker because I found some room on my bench and he snuggled up. So Bill Maher, it's been nice, but you're on a bye coming up. I don't know if it's this week or not, but I'm going to take some Butker. I love me some Butker.
You've always been able to make room for a little Butker.
You can make room at this age. Just a monster, just a monster week, John. He lays down a monster. At the halfway point. I'm feeling great. Let's take a look at you. Had a really good week. 50 points. 50 points, John. That's like 46% of what I had. I'm not good at math. It's in the 40s, but that's good. Remember how long I was just dying for a 50 burger. And now I got 200 pointers on the week.
I finished 6th for the week and fell from 9th to 10th overall, which doesn't make sense. But 50 wasn't bad, considering my quarterback got 0.
Daniel Jones!
Hey, Dr. Jones, no time for love!
My problems at the QB position continue.
Yep.
But Fournette got me another 6. Henry had a nice week with 15. And
Great
then,
week.
I've been struggling with some receiver scores lately, but Ayuk and Waddle came through with 24 between them.
Quack, Waddle's back. By the way,
nice
Ayuk,
I got the kicker from the best team in the league, or the undefeated team.
Yep.
Not the best team, but it'd be nice if he kicked a field goal once in a while.
That's the thing. If you got powerhouse offenses, they're scoring touchdowns. They're getting in the end zone every time. By the way, Brandon Ayuk was on my team. I drafted him. And my teammate, what was it? Are Ayuk kidding me? Terrible. If I could go back, I would say I would name it Ayuked on your shoes. Something to think about, John. But the shit suckers, it just fits you. You left 12 on the bench again with Gibson. You did. You benched both of the Washington.
With Gibson and Robinson together on my roster, it's I don't know. Gibson's catching the receiving touchdowns, and that's the. It's the secret sauce in our league.
He's getting a bunch of targets, and Robinson, I believe, only had 8 carries. They're not throwing it to him. So I have actually the 2 of them in my only other league, which I lost again because my opponent had 189 points. Stupid head-to-head. It's dumb. It's awful. Play the way we play and experience real bliss.
While we're talking about my team, the shit suckers, I just want you to know that we have a new fan out there. Listen to his first podcast.
Fantastic.
While working in his shop back in Ellicottville, New York on Saturday.
Give it to me.
The mayor of Ellicottville. The mayor.
Who says the old gray mayor ain't what he used to be? That man, he's vibrant. He's listening to podcasts. John, is this his first ever podcast?
No, but it's his first foray into he said, I don't really know what fantasy football is, but Brian seems to spend a lot of his free time thinking about it because he seems to know a lot.
All I do is fantasy football and get drunk and sing in my living room, John. It's really, really all I'm doing. I got stuff going on. You people don't even know.
Pearl Jam week.
Pearl Jam week has begun. A very well received Pink Floyd week, followed up by Pearl Jam. I might take a little break, rest the pipes. I recorded Pearl Jam week on Saturday. But I don't know if you don't know what I'm talking about. Get with it. All the kids are talking about Donkey Okie. I have 100 and I'm going to say 130 songs posted online on Instagram at the Brian Dunkleman, by the way, because some girl in Long Island decided she needed my name more than me. And of course, just let's be friends. Let's be friends on Facebook. Hey, John, did you get a OG fantasy football page going yet? No, you haven't. We'll get to it. We're just putting the product together, everybody. This is a gift. We're like the giving trees. We are just imparting knowledge. We are giving you this opportunity for unbelievable joy. 33 years of joy. John, I'm planning on another 33. This is the only way to play. Hey, throwing bombs and banging moms. Well, on any other week, could have won the $50. We didn't even mention I won $50. I'm not in this for the money. Yes, I am. He had a decent week.
You holla.
As we said, the aforementioned Christian McCaffrey. And you know what? I love this play calling. We just gave up a buttload for this guy who's injury prone. If you got any questions, we're just going to scheme to have him run, throw, and catch a touchdown. I love it. The guy's got an arm. I didn't know he could throw. That was a dime to Ayuk. So nice game, McCaffrey. Kyler Murray. That's not a Kyler Murray.
Peyton-esque era there.
Who's that?
Walter Payton.
Oh, yes. Oh, sweetness.
Who has like 7 passing touchdowns in his career.
Yes, he does. Kyler Murray had 21. Disappointing season thus far. Maybe he's heating up a little bit with Hopkins back.
Your boy
Nick Chubb. Nick
17.
Chubb. Look, you're a great player, Chubb. I just don't know why you couldn't be great for me. That's all. That's all I'm saying. It's nothing personal. It's not personal.
He left 9 on the bench. But yeah, he had a good Monday night. You know, I was looking on Sunday and he was at 60 and I was thinking, gee, if my quarterback only scored, I could be in second right now. But then, you know, good week. Justin's up to 8th place now, I believe.
And I know Joke was looking to trade AJ Brown. I figured I got to improve my team. I had joked that I was going to trade AJ's with my nephew, AJ Dillon for AJ Brown. Looking like I'm a genius for not pulling the trigger on anything. It was all purely speculative. There was nobody good enough offered, so I stuck with him. But you know what? Speaking of sticking with it, my nephew is keeping Zach Wilson, the hapless Zach Wilson, on his team just so he can keep the name throwing bombs and banging moms. And that's the kind of commitment that I love to see in a family member, any fantasy family member. Let's look at that. We would be remiss if we didn't take a look at our friend Steve Lumpy Kears. He's Lump. She's Lump. Who rocketed into first place last week with a very big week. Who beat me out of the $50 several weeks ago when I had 101. Now, while we're on the subject of that, our dear sweet friend Ken Way of the Ass Kickers texted me at 12:04 on Sunday. And he said to me, I have held off long enough to congratulate you on this fine fantasy week. I did not want to jinx you. Like he jinxed me before when I had the monster week. I had 3 players left, John. He texted me, oh, what a great week. You know how many touchdowns I had after he texted me? Zero. He texted me at 12:04. John, do you know how many touchdowns I had after he texted me? 0. Kenny, I love you. I had an hour left. Look, what are you doing? Just wait 1 hour. Now, look, am I saying that our dear friend Ken Way has the ability to manipulate space and time? Yes, I'm absolutely saying that. Have you met him? The man is a powerhouse. Cut it out with your alchemy crap, Ken. We all know how smart you are. I know your tricks. Love you, buddy, but just 1 more hour. 1 more hour. Now let's take a look at Lumpy's team.
So Steve spent too long living in Las Vegas,
Oh, he really did. The
and
heat.
now he
It's a
is
dry
reaping
heat.
it's a whirlwind.
It
So
dried out his brain.
it did, because they stink, and he's got Derek Carr and Adams, and they
He's
stink.
got 3 quarterbacks. We mocked him last week
Oh,
for rostering 3
yes.
quarterbacks. Does he go with Geno Smith, who's had a great year? No. 15 points.
No.
Does he go with Justin Mrs. Fields after he had a great
No.
game on national television? No. Who wanted that
30
points? No. I'm going to stick with Carr. Oh, Derek Carr.
Dude, where's my car? Where's your car, dude?
Steve, what are you doing? 0 points. Steve had an amazing week on the bench.
I've got a fast car.
63. He's 63 on the bench. Fields had 30. Geno 15. Tyler Algier, who I picked up, he was on my team at one time because Patterson, please come back, Patterson. The Tay some bitches miss you, buddy. You post those videos running.
His bench would have finished 4th.
I couldn't drag. His bench would have finished 4th. I saw the video of Patterson dragging a 45-pound plate. I couldn't do that. So yeah, it's just one mistake. Steve, I don't know, man. You know what this is? This is karma, Steve. This is karma coming back to you for not
joining a Bills game.
Our on the road Bills games, which we've done 2 years in a row, didn't come last year to Tennessee, but we got on, can't make it. Got on Facebook. Who do we see? His wife in Tennessee on the strip partying.
Say, who wears the pants around here, H.I.?
Steve. Next year, Steve. But that's just a brutal. Oh, how the mighty have fallen from first to an 18-point week. And I just skyrocket. I did a Linda Ronstadt, John. Blue Bayou, Steve. I blew by you.
And how different an 18-point week in our league is atrocious.
Bad.
If it had been head-to-head, he could have been playing you, or he could have been playing Galley. You would have had a loss. I mean, there's a big difference there in that point spread compared to just getting an L in that stupid head-to-head format.
Just god-awful head-to-head. Yeah, you know what? 18 points, but look, you want to avoid the devastating weeks. And I think a devastating week is under 30. That's not what you want. But we have had a lot of bad weeks for people. And this is actually a pretty decent scoring week. 118, 78, 67, 66, 50, 51. Not bad. But, in your league, you have a terrible week where you have 80, 90, and somebody who you're playing who has 1 win. Oh, and you know what? The guy I played, he had Kamara. He had A.J. Brown. That joy doesn't go away. Good for you. This is the league that matters. I hate head-to-head so much, I might quit that league, but I like those guys. Cart boys, I'm in for life. Thanks for having me. John, it's just been a whirlwind of emotion for me. I just feel very, very good about fantasy. It's all happening. It's only right. This is feeling reminiscent of that year of the Fighting Gussies. Ooh, we had the record. I had multiple 100+ weeks. It's a long season. Let's stay humble. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about the fact that my team has a prominent player in a primetime game. I looked at the schedule. I got Hurts and AJ on Thursday. I got Kamara and Hill on Monday, and going down the line the next 5 weeks, I got one of those teams that's playing one of those night games. And by the way, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. I have a lot of friends from Philly, but my God, you play no one. They might run the table, John. They play nobody. They beat Dallas. They got to play Dallas again and the Giants. And beyond that, their next team that they play against that has a winning record is the Tennessee Titans. And that's week 13. So that train's going to keep on running.
The AFC wildcard game at 1:00 on Saturday, first week of January, will be more competitive than the NFC Championship game.
The NFC is just
a heap. Joke.
Just a heap right now.
At least Tampa Bay is doing well.
Oh, God. I feel so bad for Brady.
Me too.
You need to eat. Just start slamming cheeseburgers and milkshakes. It's over. Brady, you're done. Get on Tinder. Find another girl. Get on with your life. Get in the booth. The booth and off the field. done with your skinny ass. You look terrible.
You should get in the
John.
booth and try to look like Madden in 10 years.
Wouldn't it be great? He is literally not eaten. He's not eaten a gram of fat in what, 20 years? He's just gonna balloon. He's gonna end up like Brando. He's gonna have his own. Please, I'd be sick.
Ugh.
Don't come to the island.
What
Yeah,
island
it's
is
a
that
gift
exactly,
wrap.
Marlon? Where is it?
I'm not even going to tell you where it is because you're going to show up.
Yes.
That pretty ain't forever. It ain't forever. Got a lot of buys next week.
Yes, we do. 6 of them, I believe.
None of them affect me, I don't believe, other than
I
my
need to
kicker,
get a
Bill Maher.
quarterback.
I gave the heave ho.
I need to get a quarterback this week.
Boy, you really do need a quarterback.
I'm going to get me a good one. Marcus Mariota.
Now we know Nyheim Hines. Did we already talk about that? Nyheim Hines is a
No,
Buffalo
we
Bill.
haven't.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's we're Bills fans, and we try very hard not to lead with 15 minutes of Bills talk, but
And
that's the
Homer
other
number
trade.
2 in the league will be picking him up, I'm sure, first because he's in last place. So,
I would imagine if there's a relevant Buffalo Bill on the board, I mean, everybody's going to be scrambling for him except for Stanley. He's a Giants fan. Everybody else is a Bills fan. Nyheim Hines, I like it. Hines. But we rarely throw to the running back, so we'll see what happens. But he is gone, snapped. I'm going to try another defense. Wow, the Raiders, unbelievable. They did not even show up. David,
I'm looking for a
Derek
little
Carr.
defensive help myself.
I've got a couple picks in. We'll see how the by the way, it's first come, first serve. So if you're in last place, you got the pick of the litter every time. That's how we do it. Most people do a fab or like some kind of system. In my other league, it's just like as soon as it happens, anything happens, ding, somebody just picked up, Fields. I'm like, Fields
We
is
changed our
available.
waiver system several years ago to middle of the night on the East Coast so that everybody would have a fair chance to get their picks in, take care of our West Coast constituents.
That's right. We used to have, this was before computers. We had one guy was the manager. He kept everything in a notebook and had an answering machine. And if somebody had a big day, one guy who managed our team, he's not in the league anymore. I won't say his name, but his initials are Joe Swalsey. Hey, Joe, I want to pick up Butler. I just picked him up, man. I literally just picked him up and wrote it down. And as soon as I heard you say his name, we should go through and see how many people have been in this league over the years. There's some randoms that I don't even remember. There's a couple of Lizot's friends from college. I can't place their name right now.
Mark Burke from WestCon.
Burke. Shout out to Burke.
Donnie Sibley.
Sibs. My favorite Don Sibley story is when we were playing golf in the Madigan's Open. And I don't know if you know anything about the Madigan's Open, but you get impaired quickly. We were so high that John Metz stepped on Sibley's ball, and it was half in. It was half in the green. He was so high he didn't notice, and he hit it, and it popped straight up in the air. Like, did you see the wind just hit that ball? Cut to a couple of holes later, we're putting with his prosthetic leg. Had a lot of fun with Sibley. We used to play guitar. What's up, Sibs? I never see you anymore. Anyway, Johnny, we're halfway through the season. I'm walking on sunshine. Thoughts going into this week 9. I'm not really affected by the buys. Any final thoughts as we head on in?
A lot of opportunities for people to make some moves with the buys, catch up, maybe move ahead. Everything that's happened so far this season, you could reverse it. I mean, you're in first, but so there's a long way to go. We don't have playoffs. We don't.
Nope.
I mean, Brian, what's your lead right now? You don't have a big lead. You are in first.
No, it's not. It's nice to be in first at all, but halfway through,
we'll throw the standings up there.
48 points. 48 points. And by the way, at the end of episode, John, we're getting a handle. I finally got the email that we got a handle.
Nice.
I don't know what
I saw that. I don't know what it means, but
I think it's going to be youtube.com/OGFF if I can get it.
Nice.
But I finally got that. But I will at the end of every episode, I'll put our scoring system up. I've put it up several times. Go back and check out our episodes. They're phenomenal. I'm 48 points in first in front of Steve. But that can go away. As you saw,
Wide open.
I had 18 points and somebody else had 100. Somebody who is in 8th place right now, 134 points behind. Nah, not really, but some young guy in 7th place could end up in first. It's just, that's the way this league works.
I've won
Everybody's
this game
capable.
on the last play of the last Sunday evening game of the last week. And we have had the lead change more than once on the last game of the season for the eventual winner. So it's wide open right now.
You know, there's a tagline. Maybe that could be our motto. OG fantasy football. It's like orgasm only sex. I like it, John. It's sexy. Keep coming back. Support the podcast. Support the Patreon as soon as I put one up. We're not looking for anything other than just to help you out. We're going to get t-shirts. We're going to do that. But right now, we're just figuring out how to get this message out, because I'm telling you, none of you had more fun than I did last Sunday between the hours of 10 and 12.
He had his clothes on.
I've been floating. Well, I didn't say that, John. I live alone. I live alone, John. I do whatever I want. I got curtains. For John Burrell, I'm Brian Dunkleman. We've been and continue to be OG Fantasy Football. Go Bills.
Go Bills.